Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day, where I've managed to spin off my D&D character into another D&D character in its own campaign. Two characters. I'm playing two separate characters right now. Wonder how many people can say that. Today we are talking about Action Comics number 35, The Worthless Gold Mine. Yeah, we just had like two mine stories not all that long ago. Though I will defend Action Comics right now for being kind of consistent. Most of the art's okay. The stories have been more than just mob stories. They're somewhat fun and different from what we've seen in the past, like 30-something issues. There's a consistency. Not like a consistency of it being amazing, but a consistency of it being moderately okay. The Worthless Gold Mine starts with Lois meeting an old couple. They want her to look into the shares of a gold mine they own. They're about to lose their house, and a man has just appeared out of nowhere to offer them money for their shares in this gold mine. Less than they paid for it, but it would give them the money to save their house. And they know that the gold mine is utterly worthless. But the fact that there is now a desire, some sort of want for this mine, maybe there's something they missed. Lois agrees to check in on this. As she goes to sit down to work, a man comes in and tries to take the shares from her. Later, this man is described as having a scar on his face, and he does have a scar on his face later, but here he doesn't seem to have a scar on his face. He actually doesn't have like a scar on his face for like 2/3 of this comic. But just for the hell of it, we're going to call him Scarface. She tries to get Clark to help her, but Clark's going to Clark and pretend like he can't do anything. But the rest of the reporters are able to fight him off, and he leaves, which now makes Lois very suspicious about these gold mine shares. She then agrees to go out to lunch with Clark, even though Clark just didn't do anything to help her. I'm so suspicious that she's just using Clark to get free meals at this point. Like, there is no other reason to explain why she keeps agreeing to go out on a date with him, seeing how much he disgusts her. And the fact that they're not even like a couple, but they keep going out on casual dates where he's very clearly into her. Out on this date, another man, not the Scarface man, shows up and steals her purse. Clark becomes Superman, Superman, bright blue costume, red cape, and chases after him, getting the purse back, and is able to get out of the man that he was working for the Scarface man. He had been paid for it. Superman relays these information, and Lois knows for certain now that there is a story. Perry agrees to have her fly out to where the mine is. The Guy Bart mine, I believe, is its official name. It's not really brought up all that often. But he refuses to send Clark along, because why would you send two reporters to cover this? Just wasting money. But Clark, as we have seen in the other stories, is aware how a Superman story goes and knows Lois is going to be in danger. He sees her off to her plane, where he notices with his X-ray vision the scar-faced man talking to other pilots. He's basically telling these pilots to go after them. So as soon as the plane takes off, these pilots start shooting at the passenger plane, and the passenger plane starts going down. This is when Superman shows up. The action scene here is messy. It's unclear, because at several times it felt like there was more than one plane attacking the plane, but by the end it seems that there was only one. And I've reread this like 2 or 3 times, and I had to go get pictures of it, and I'm still kind of unclear if there was one plane or not. I have to assume there was only one plane, or else a lot of other planes just kind of exploded. But Superman saves the pilot, who reveals that he had been paid off to take the plane down. I mean, we kind of already saw that. Superman catches the passenger plane and takes it where it needs to go. Lois, now where she is, finds a miner by the name of Walter to show her where the mine is. But before they can get there, they are kidnapped or taken hostage by a group of fake guards who are transporting everybody else's gold from their mines somewhere. Supposedly like a bank or somewhere safe, but they're just stealing the gold. Superman, being around, just saves them and goes on his merry way. This is sort of the issue with the story, other than the art being okay but not great at times, is Superman just kind of comes in fairly quickly whenever Lois is in trouble, solves the problem effortlessly, barely several panels, and is gone for, again, he's like a constant Deus Ex Machina, which arguably he already is, but you can build up some tension. Lois and Walters arrive to the mine, where there is a mine collapse, because why else would there be a mine in a Superman story? It is The one set piece you can have in a mine is have it collapse. But of course, Superman's around, breaks her right out, takes her to a secret entrance in the mine where they find a load of gold. Lois then goes and tells the other miners who have to see this. So they find the gold, but that's when Scarface and his men show up and they start attacking. At one point, a man who's dressed and looks identical to Walters grabs Lois for the Scar Man to take. That I thought he was Walters, and this was like the big reveal that Walters was working for Scarface the entire time. No, it's not, but the guy looks identical to him, including the suit being the same. And looking at the artist, it's Wayne Boring, not Jack Burnley. Kind of makes sense. Jack Burnley was better at making the characters more distinct. But Superman fights them off, saving the miners, and then goes right after Lois, who is now held hostage by Scarface, who is on horseback trying to flee. But Superman, of course, is faster than a speeding bullet, which I believe is faster than a horse. I believe. No, it's faster than the horse. And by the transitive property, we understand that Superman is faster than a horse. Superman catches up to him, grabs him, captures him, saves Lois. It turns out, for all of this to have a happy ending, the gold that was being hidden in the mine was not the gold of the mine. It was all the other miners' gold that had been stolen earlier. Remember the fake guards? So, sadly, the old couple doesn't get that gold. But in good news, Scarface has a bounty on him. And when Lois and Superman, though he's not a bounty hunter, turn him in, they get the money, which Lois happily gives to the couple, which saves their house. And Clark is very surprised and falling more in love with Lois over the fact she was willing to give up the money. So, like, not a bad Superman story. Like, there's worse stories. See the last video for that. It's just kind of mediocre. And honestly, I'm probably going to get all these mine stories mixed up in my head after, I don't know, a few months to a year once all of this is sort of passed on. Like, they all have the same set piece, the mine collapsing. But there's nothing really to hold against it. It's an okay Superman story. Okay, if you liked this video, please like and subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications when a new video goes up. I do this Monday through Friday. But Fridays is Bat Friday, where I cover either the Batman story in Detective Comics or one of the stories in the main Batman comic. And until next time, let us ponder the question, whatever did happen to the Man of Tomorrow? Also, who hides stolen gold in someone else's gold mine? That feels like it's going to have an issue eventually. Bye.